What's poppin', yo? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at another film review, and this film review is all about Godzilla Minus One. If you couldn't tell by the intro, title, or thumbnail, that is what it's about, and I watched this for many reasons, actually, because I was excited about this movie. I wanted to watch it when it first was announced, because I love Godzilla, and I love the world of Godzilla. However, this is not set in the MonsterVerse with Kong and Mothra and all those like that. This is a solo Godzilla film made by the same people that make the My Hero films. And I'm going to be honest, it's not as good as I thought it would be. I watched this because there wasn't enough Godzilla in Godzilla and Kong, but this was just the same. There was hardly any Godzilla in this movie. And everyone said it was really good, but I genuinely don't agree with them. And we'll get into that in a little bit, because first off, we do need to go into what Google has to say about this movie and what everything else is going on with this movie. So, Godzilla Minus One is a 2 hour and 5 minute movie. It did not need to be that long, in my opinion. And it is Japan has barely recovered from the Second World War when the gigantic peril emerges off the coast of Tokyo. Kochi, disaster, traumatized by his first confrontation with Godzilla, sees this as an opportunity to redeem his conduct during the war. It has an 8 out of 10 on IMDb and a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, and there is not an English dub for this. I watched this with Japanese subtitles, and I'm going to be honest, I struggle with reading. So I gave up reading 15 minutes into this film because I can't do that for 2 hours. I can't watch an anime episode. The one episode I can. Two, no, I can't go more than one episode whilst reading dub. So I had no hope in this, but I still watched it anyway without reading. So this is my interpretation of the story. If it's wrong, I do apologize, but I struggle with reading, so that is why I've done it like this. So this guy deserts his duty and goes to an island because he lies about his plane needing, fixing because he doesn't want to die in the war, so he tries to make an excuse to get out of it. He goes to a mechanic island, gets attacked by Godzilla, and he is one out of two survivors, and he's traumatized by it. He goes to this city, which was destroyed in the war, and he meets a girl and a child, and he starts a little family with them, and he is continuing to train with gunmen on this ship in the ocean. I don't really know why he chose to do this, but he is. And they get set out to look for Godzilla. They anger Godzilla. They get away from Godzilla. And Godzilla attacks this city, which has just been rebuilt, and injures his wife. And they go to the government to try and get a plan. And they succeed in the plan by sinking Godzilla and pulling him back to the surface and then shoving a plane in his mouth, which kills him because he didn't have enough time to regenerate in time. And that's pretty much the movie. I'm going to be honest, there isn't a lot of stuff going on here. Not that I could pick up anyway. And the CGI on Godzilla isn't that good, I'm going to be honest. The MonsterVerse Godzilla is a lot better with, Kong. I don't know, it just looks a lot better and it looks a lot nicer. Godzilla still has the same energy powers and the energy beams in this movie. However, the animation on him just doesn't look as good. It looks very cheap and very cartoonish. I don't know, it just doesn't look realistic. And I know there is nothing realistic about a giant lizard that can shoot nuclear blasts, but it just didn't. Everything else in the movie looked really good, with the ocean and the boats and the disaster and the special effects on all of that. But it's just Godzilla that looked shit, and with him being the main focus point, I don't know, I felt like that was a little bit of a letdown. I would have rather had shit VFX on the fire and the buildings crumbling and a better looking Godzilla than good VFX and a shit looking Godzilla. The acting was really good as well. I was able to keep up with the story and understand what was going on. You could see the emotions on these guys' faces. They're very sort of expressive, and I like that because it made me understand the story a little bit more without reading it. like because I couldn't read. It was going too quick. They were talking too fast, and there was just too much to read in too short amount of time, and it was distracting from the movie as well because I can't read and watch at the same time. So I'd keep reading and then looking back up, and then I missed stuff. So I would rather watch it and just not read it and just go with watching it and taking my interpretation from it. And I know a lot of you in the comments are typing away saying, "Oh, well, then you can't have a accurate interpretation or an accurate sort of view of the movie if you didn't like read it or you didn't understand it." And I understood it. I'm going to be honest, I understood it. I just didn't read what it had to say, so I missed probably some funny jokes. Maybe I missed some important dialogue, some backstory, but I'm going to be honest, it didn't I didn't miss much in my opinion. I didn't miss much. I still think the movie's pretty shit and it isn't as good as what people are saying and what people are making it out to be. I am not glad that I watched this. I feel like I wasted my time watching this just because I watched it for the sake of seeing more Godzilla. But it is just another instance where the humans take over. Like, there's no Godzilla and a lot of humans, and I'm just not interested in the humans. I'm gonna be honest. They try and make you care about the humans, but I just don't. I want to see Godzilla. I want to see a full movie of Godzilla trashing the town. I want to see a full movie of Godzilla going around causing chaos. I just want the full movie to be about Godzilla and not have a pointless human main story while Godzilla continues to take the back seats. It's very similar to how Sonic is as well. I'm bringing Sonic up here because it matters and it is very similar in how Sonic has the main story, but there is like a sub story with humans, and they're very heavily intertwined with the sort of Sonic story, and it's just not good. We're not there for the humans. The humans are not interesting in the slightest. We're here for Godzilla. We're here for chaos. We're here for monsters fighting. We're here for the total destruction of Tokyo or Japan, because that's what Godzilla is mainly targeting. But still, I don't understand why. I don't understand why. Like, we have to have this human sub story. It's, well, main story in this case. It just doesn't. I don't know. I just don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it when there's a movie called Godzilla, and Godzilla is your B story, whilst we take a look at this main guy and what he's doing for like the next couple of hours. It's just not for me. I want to see monsters fighting, and if any of you like Pacific Rim, that is good. That deserves a human story because it focuses around the humans. But there is also a lot of cool fighting moments. Godzilla is called Godzilla because of Godzilla, right? The character Godzilla. But he's barely in it. He's in this movie for all of like half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, which again is a lot more than he was in Godzilla X Kong. However, you know, it deserves he deserves more screen time. I'm gonna be honest. Godzilla deserves more screen time. But other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this review. It definitely deserves the 4 out of 10 that I'm giving it, and I'm not going to be shaken. I'm not going to hear you guys out. This is my opinion. This is my channel. This is what I'm saying about this movie, and it's crap. Alright, bye-bye.